Coming up next on the Jeff Crilley Show, you're going to meet Julie Sparks. She's a mom and volunteer with Chase's Place. They help kids with special needs. Next.
Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Well, I'm always looking for great story ideas for my show, and a good friend of mine said, you got to do something on Chase's Place, and I have the perfect person to talk about it. Julie Sparks is in the studio. She's a mom and volunteer with Chase's Place. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Right. Let's start with, what is Chase's Place?
Well, Chase's Place is a school for students with special needs. They typically are mild to severe special needs. So we have everything from medical challenges to behavior challenges to we're wheelchair bound, just things that make it a little bit more challenging than in a typical school setting.
And tell me your journey, because this has grown out of a need for your family.
Yes, thank you for asking. So we have 5 kids, my husband and I, and they're all 5 years apart total. So it was very compact when we had them. And our last child, Savannah, she's now 17. When she was born, we knew something was a little bit different. You just, as a parent. And quickly she ended up in the NICU. She was really the healthiest child in the NICU. But there were just things that she wasn't able to learn. She wasn't able to learn to eat right away. So she lost too much weight. So while in the NICU, you get every specialist that comes and sees you, including a geneticist. And so the geneticist quickly picked up on some different attributes of her that indicated some possible syndromes. And a lot of things were ruled out, which we were really grateful for. But then we did find out that she has CDLS, which is Cornelia de Lange Syndrome. And it's not super common, not completely rare. It's a small community of people. And children or people with that, they could have anything from they just have maybe heightened anxiety to they have major limb differences and they may live using a trach. We feel very fortunate that Savannah doesn't have medical issues. Really where her challenges are cognitive issues and expressive skills. Receptive, she understands most of what we're saying, but those just lead different challenges for us.
I'm going to pull up the website for Chase's Place, because you had kind of shopped around. What was it about Chase's Place that said, we found a home?
Right. Chase's Place, we had shopped around, like you said, and we went to a couple schools and they just were not fits for us. They had good intentions, but we needed so much more. And Chase's Place offers a 2-to-1 ratio. So for every 2 students, you have 1 teacher or teacher assistant with that student. And that was huge for us because she needed, especially when we first got there, completely hand over hand somebody with her along the way. And then the other thing is just that it's such a small school. So they are able to give each student what they need. Instead of what we were experiencing was we're going to give the least amount of resources and then see what resources your child needs. Chase's Place was really unique in that they said, we're going to give you all the resources that we have to offer at our school. And then areas that we see she doesn't need anymore, we can back off in those areas. And that was just so much more successful for us there.
You guys produce a lot of great videos. I found one that I really like. Let's go ahead and roll that now.
Come on, we're making room for everyone. Yes! When you go outside. The doors open and shut. Okay, get your open and shut ready. The doors on the bus go open and shut. Open and shut. Open and shut. The doors on the bus go open and shut. All through the town. All right, what now? Who's got it? The baby. How much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Here comes the sad part. The other night, dear, while I was sleeping, I dreamed I held you in my arms. When I awoke, dear, I was mistaken. Here's the funny part. It was just a pig from the barn. What? You are.
Wow, so amazing. Art is a big part of everything that they're doing at Chase's Place. You brought some artwork with you. Why don't you start with the pink? Describe what we're looking at, and then I'll show what became of it.
Okay. So one of the many things that we do is we have art therapy. And our art teacher, Molly Smith, she's been with the school for quite some time, and she works with the kids, and they'll get various canvases, and then the kids will paint in whatever modality they have. Not everyone can just pick up a paintbrush and paint. So she works with them to see how she can do that, and then we get all these paintings like this one. This was actually done by my daughter, Savannah, back in 23. And we get all these paintings together, and then we have artists from around the area, and they select which painting really speaks to them. And so then they select that, we get it to them, and they donate their time and their talent, and then they collab with us. And then here's a finished product.
Okay, let me make sure I'm holding it correctly.
Yep,
there
right.
we go.
So you can see where it started, and then you can see where this particular artist, Alec De Jesus, he's great. He's been with us for some time, and then what he did, but it was all inspired by the students, and then we put these all up for auction at our big gala, and you get to take home not only an amazing painting, but you're helping another student at our school who's just reach their potential. And it's a really neat concept, and we fell in love with it when we saw it.
Cool. Okay, tell us about the next painting.
Okay. So this painting was done, this is this year's, so this is up for auction this year. This was done by Arnav, one of our students. He's been there for a number of years. And the artist that collabed with him is Avery Miller, and she's done some other work for us before. And you can see a real different look than the first one. Yeah. So it's just incredible. When we get the paintings back, I'm just amazed. But one of the things that I think about when we get the paintings back is just taking a look at it and recognizing that when we meet people where they are at, these artists are meeting our students with their original painting and then taking it to this level. And when we meet people where they're at, just the potential that we can take them to, not just in a canvas, but as people, to grow in independence, whatever independence looks like for them, but also just to be able to have a joy-filled life. So it's conceptually, it speaks a lot to me. Sure. And these are just amazing paintings that we get to auction off.
I love it. We also have some video from NorthPark Mall. Let's put this up on the screen because you guys actually got some exhibit space at NorthPark.
Yeah, so NorthPark was great, and they do different exhibits, and they honored us by letting us come in and show our work. Some of the paintings are old paintings that are already owned. Some of them were up for sale. We did get some people interested in them, but also just people really interested in learning more about the school.
Sure.
So it was up for, I think, about 2 weeks this summer. It was our first time to do it. And yes, they were very gracious. And really all we did was deliver the artwork. And they did a full setup for us. But it also got the word out because people, even like me, we didn't know that Chase's Place existed. And we want people to know that it exists because, when we didn't know that we even needed it until we needed it.
Right.
And so there are a number of different private schools out there for children with special needs, and they all cater very differently, which is wonderful. We need that. But Chase's Place, we try not to say no to anyone. And financially, we don't want to say that you can't afford it, you can't come, which is why we need the support of our gala where these paintings are sold and other donors. So yeah.
All right, we're going to put, there's a page on your website that we're going to put up, and this will tell everybody about the gala. It's coming up on February 21st. Tell us more about what people can expect.
Okay, so every year it's pretty exciting to pick out the theme and have that conversation. So this is kind of a disco 70s theme. It'll be really fun. It's at the FIG, the Fashion Industry Gala in Dallas, and it's a dinner, dancing. There's lots of different opportunities to purchase things that the kids have made. Another thing that we do that's really great with our paintings is we turn them into thank you cards. So we sell those, and it's a great night. The purpose of it, of course, is to raise money for the school, because we do not exist without the generosity of others, from big donations to small donations. There's never a donation that is too small. But then it's also just a fun opportunity to celebrate, what we've done over the past year. And we do have some students. In one of the previous videos you showed, Jada was playing the guitar. And Jada typically comes to the gala. So some of the students, it's good for them. Some of them, it's too overwhelming, so they won't come. So it's just a really fun time to have everyone together.
Well, you've been an amazing guest. Any final thoughts you want to leave people with?
Well, I just want to remind everyone that you can always help, especially, for me, special needs community is so important. But whether it's you're donating your gifts, like the artists do, your talents, whether it's financial donation, or even the school that you saw that in that video, that's a St. John's, and they come to us in the spring. And just a class that comes throughout the spring once a week. And, there's always something that you can do for others.
I love it. I love it. Thanks again for sharing your heart and your wisdom with us. We're going to end with the website, which is chasesplace.org. The great Julie Sparks. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.